All right. Skill the echo. All right. Who's excited?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. I need to go live on the phone so we can see the YouTube people. Kill the sound.
From random actions to $1 million habits. I'm Kill.
All right. Somebody's got me on speaker. Okay. It's not live yet. All right. Here we go.
It's not live yet.
All right. Somebody still got me on speaker.
Here we go.
All right. Awesome. Let's go ahead and go right into it. All right. Yeah, add
Hi
Madeline to the
guys.
stage.
Hello, Madeline.
Okay.
Oh,
Hi, how are you?
Share screen.
Good.
That's good.
All right. There we go. Can everybody see my screen?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see if we can make this bigger. How's that?
Looking good.
Perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Hold on. Did I get the wrong one? I sure did, huh? It's all right. So, anyways, I want to show you guys how to leverage the ecosystem, okay, that we put together for you so you guys can understand
Okay.
the psychology of how to make this work for you, okay? I want you to understand that when we put the ecosystem, I don't sit along the sideline. Most of you guys know I'm a very competitive person. Who knows that?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Rochelle.
You're welcome.
So the way we've got the system set up, guys, it's really quite simple. Anytime that we run content creation situation, it's always going to be in coordination with what goes on in the community. So let me ask you guys this: what is the focus right now in the community for the members to benefit the most? Anybody know?
Content creation.
For what purpose?
The 7-day blitz for the time mapping Thursday. It begins Thursday.
So it's basically to promote so that you guys can benefit from the time blocking, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's very important, guys, because you see, here's what's happening. The first thing is you gotta have what we call a made up mind. Okay? How do we know that a made up mind is important? Okay, I'll give you guys an example. I'm glad that Cynthia came. Cynthia, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. In the beginning, you had a lot of health distraction, correct?
A lot of health distractions from February until August.
Right. Okay. But then something happened, and then when we announced the contest, you made up your mind, correct?
Yes, sir. I had to shift.
All right. We still got an echo. I'm not sure. All right. I think the echo is coming from you, Martha. So I went ahead and mute you. But you made up your mind, and you were determined that you're going to have 3 referrals, correct?
Yes,
And
definitely.
then what were the circumstances? You had Eldon running with you, right?
Yes,
And several other people who are running, but they haven't quite made it to as far as you have, correct?
right.
What caused you to make up that mind?
I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And because of the coaching and hand holding, I didn't have to fear walking across the tightrope because the community is here, the coach is here, the resources are here. And so I decided, even though I hadn't made a video ever this year, that I would just do it.
And what happened to your small win, which your small win was to do your first video, correct?
Correct.
How did it feel?
It was amazing. I was a little nervous, but I pulled out my tripod and my clicker and my phone and just stood in front of my house and let it rip.
Oh. Let it rip?
Yes, sir. I was a little nervous, but I knew that I had a parachute.
And what was the outcome?
The outcome was amazing because you made me look like a star. The video was completed, and you used the magic to make it look really good. And I'm just ready to share it with the whole world.
Awesome. All right, let's see. We got. Okay. Looks like the echo went away. Okay. All right, guys. So that's pretty awesome. You see, because what happens here is, what do we always say? You're in business for yourself, but
Not by yourself.
that's right. How true is that statement?
It's really true because to begin with, I was just sitting on the sidelines, plugging in when I could. The allergy thing kept bothering me, and mostly it bothered me mentally because my voice is not back at 100%. I was announcing for television and radio or my local church and national television stuff, but this is not my old voice. And so I wasn't pleased. And you gave me the courage to just do it. Just do it. Art Williams kept reminding me also. I was part of A.L. Williams back in the day, and that speech never gets old. Just do it.
Never gets old, huh?
No, sir.
Hey, listen, I can relate to you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now you're going to have to stop calling me sir, because I work for a living.
I missed that one. Help me, help me.
I work for a living. The sirs, they don't work for a living. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So you see, that made up mind is amazing. You see, I remember anytime that I made up my mind, the first thing that I had to discover is what is my destination, right? You got to know your destination, okay? So the basic destination we set for you guys was what? Anybody know?
Basic destination.
See, your basic destination was to get what? To get your tuition back, correct? Right or wrong?
That's right.
Anybody?
That was right. Yes.
Okay. Was to get your tuition back, okay? And how do you do that?
Get 3.
So
And yours?
refer 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's your goal by Thursday?
6.
To have 3.
I know. Cynthia's already at 2 though. Right, Cynthia?
Yes. Yes.
You have 2 of 3 already, right? So you see,
2.
Eldon has 1 of 3. And I'm not sure who. Right now, I don't think anybody else has referred at least 1. But the thing is, you got not until Thursday recommended to do it before the 18th, correct?
Yes.
Everybody good on that?
Yes.
Before the 18th.
Otherwise, it's going to be too much of a catch-up game, right? So before 9/18.
What's significant about the 18th?
Because we're already 3 weeks into the course, and it would be just too much. It would be a job to try to catch up between the assignments, so they would just have to register for the next one. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So that's why we say the 18th, which is that would be week 3. Okay? So when we're on the 18th, that's already week 3. I don't know why this thing is not working. Okay. All right. So everybody clear on that?
Yes.
Okay. So, you want to screenshot that if you want to do that. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds here to screenshot that.
Done.
I give myself plenty of pages to write, so I wouldn't have to do chicken scratch. So the next thing is the strategy. Okay. Next thing is the strategy. And the strategy is basically the 7-day blitz. Anybody understand the 7-day blitz? What is the purpose of the 7-day blitz?
To get into a routine.
Okay, so we got. Come on, Ben. So you got the routine. What else?
To be consistent.
Consistent. Okay, that's kind of part of the routine. What else you guys have in mind?
What do you
To
think?
exercise correcting the content.
Correct. So learning how to create the content. Okay. And basically, guys, when we talk about creating the content, what is your key tool to have next to you? Anybody know?
Handwritten notes.
Chat
Your
GPT.
your flow chart, guys. Your flow chart. Anybody not know what the flow chart is? The flow chart that we released to you guys a couple weeks back, right? If I were a new person, what I would be doing is having that flow chart and go back and re-listen to the recordings, right? And see what I can do and learn how to do on my own, or at least try to. You see, how do you get good at something? You gotta
Practice.
keep playing with
Practice.
it, correct? Right?
Practice.
You gotta practice, right? Here's one thing I promise you: whatever you do, you can't break it. You might get frustrated a little bit along the way, but you can't break it. And the reason I know is I tried and I failed miserably. Okay? So, some of you who've been with me for a long time, if anybody's gonna learn from mistakes, Kim will usually be the first one. Okay? Because that's just how I grew up. I didn't grow up by learning things the easy way. I learned how to learn things the hard way, right? Because usually, if you can manage the hard way, you can manage anyway. How many of you guys agree that?
I agree.
It works.
Agree.
Okay. So what is the difference? The difference is Kim has created more videos than you, so he's a little bit quicker. But did I start out just like you? Worse than you.
No way.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, when we talk about the routine, right? When we talk about the routine, we're just talking about the daily habit. Okay. Okay, my pen is not. I'm gonna have to get another pen. Daily habit. Okay. And the daily habit is setting the time aside. Okay. Which means you gotta set the time aside to do the work. Now let's talk about priority, right? A lot of us attend trainings, correct? Okay. If you were to say what is non-negotiable or what is more important if you were to prioritize your income producing activity or the training that you attend?
The
Okay.
activity.
Activity.
The activities. See, the training, you learn things, but the activity is what generates your income. It's what generates your traffic that you need to generate. Does that make sense?
Yes,
And
it
the
does.
training is recorded.
And the training is recorded, so you can go back to it. Thank you, Cynthia. Making a good point, right? But your income producing activity, you start falling behind and you're gonna feel like playing catch up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And let me tell you, catch up is not a good situation, but it's not an impossible situation. But I do not do Heinz ketchup. It's very bad for you. So, some of you guys are on day 1, day 2, day 3 of the 7-day blitz. Don't feel intimidated. What is the most important thing of this exercise? Anybody know?
To get you back on track.
Almost.
I
Keep doing
think
what
to
you do.
focus on yourself and
independent.
to block out the noise.
It's for you to experience a couple things. Okay? Hold on. So you want to experience. Come on, pen. All right. This pen is probably worn out. I probably need to get another one. Okay? So the first thing we want you to get experience is seeing the simplicity of branding. It don't have to be advanced. It can be simply just putting the brand on there, your CTA, and your thumbnail. Anything you do above that is extra. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Right? I don't expect you to go out there and put all the background scenes if you haven't mastered the basics yet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
At least master the basics, which is basically 3 steps, guys. Okay? And those 3 steps, number 1 is put the logo and the brand background. That's step number 1. Okay? Step number 2 is to put in the CTA. Step number 3, which is probably the most creative one, okay, is basically use the thumbnail. Anybody know why the thumbnail?
It's like a movie trailer. People see it first.
Correct? So what you're saying is visual, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the thumbnail is what's going to stop the scroll. Okay? Now, whether it is TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, once you get them to stop the scroll, just to watch the first video, studies say they will watch at least, come on, pen, 6 more videos. They will watch at least 6 more videos. What does that mean? For YouTube, that means you're getting watch hours. For your TikTok, it means that you have a higher chance of them asking for information. For Facebook and Instagram, you have a higher chance of getting engagement. Does that make sense?
It does.
Everybody good?
Yes.
Right? So first is the simplicity of branding. Okay? Number 2 is understanding vidIQ, how powerful it is in terms of doing what? Title research and description. Especially for YouTube, is very important. Okay? Because vidIQ is a platform that is designed specifically for YouTube. Will it work for TikTok? Yes, I tried. Will it work for Instagram? Yes, I tried. Does that make sense? Is everybody with me?
Yes.
We're here.
Okay, so this is important. Okay, so first is the simplicity of branding, then vidIQ. Okay, when you can do these things right here, you're 90% home. Like you're like very close to the home plate if we're playing baseball. If you don't understand baseball, Google it. Google home plate. Okay?
I think
So-
we all do that one.
Okay. Well, I have to make sure that you're going to have the people who's also going to be watching this video, right? So remember, all of this is going to be content on the channel. Okay? So This is very important. When you understand the strategy, because here's what's happening, guys. If if you have a bicycle, right? All right, y'all don't make fun of my drawings, okay? Then you got the training wheels, correct? I think it's gonna be something like this, okay? This is your handle, right? So y'all don't make fun of my stick man, okay?
Okay.
When will you get good at riding this bicycle?
After many, many attempts.
When you're
Eventually.
able to take the training wheels off, correct? Then you can go a little bit faster. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Let me tell you where the training wheels is. Okay? The training wheels is understanding the first and the second experience right here. That's your training wheel. When you understand the training wheels, you're able to brand your video and you're able to post it by researching your title and researching your description. And let me tell you why it goes hand to hand. Okay? Can you create a thumbnail without a title or description?
A thumbnail? Yes.
No.
Without the
Because
title?
in order to create your thumbnail, you got to
Okay.
put in your title and your description that
Okay.
will specifically tell vidIQ what to create for a thumbnail. Correct? So you got to know how to research a title and you got to know how to research a description. Otherwise, don't post one content. Go post 3 content. Remember, it's either 3 content for the sake of posting or one strategic content that you put a lot of love in, known as quality content, correct? Here's my point to you guys. If you don't put in the work to do a quality content, just go post 3 contents a day. But you're still going to get less traction. And you're going to do a lot more work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why do I know it works? Anybody know?
Because you've done it.
Because I'm converting with one good piece of content a day. I'm converting. It's your message. Is your message consistent? You see, like when you're doing the 7-day blitz, did you go to ChatGPT to lay out the framework for 7 titles, one a day? And all I'm doing now is creating videos for the 7 titles that it gave me. I'm doing one day at a time. Does that make sense? Why is that? Because those 7 topics tell the story, guys. It tells the story. ChatGPT has broken down your story into 7 chapters. Does that make sense, guys? Remember, when we get trained by the bigger community, is that your content, if you were to take any 6 videos or 7 videos, can you see or hear a story? Can you hear some kind of strategy? That's very important. Does everybody understand that? This is very important. Okay? Because if you're not doing that, you know, go ahead, Madeline. You had something?
Sorry, I just want to know, would these 7 titles or 7 pieces, will that be your basic core message that you would just make?
So here's what I want you to do. if you did that exercise right, I want you to study your 7 titles that ChatGPT gave you. And when you read those 7 titles, do you see the story that it's creating for you? Does that make sense?
Yes, but what I did is I wrote in um, 5 different experiences in my life that I do not want to repeat. And that is my story, was those experiences.
So the
And he gave
ChatGPT
me,
broke it down, right? It broke it down into 7 different topics, right?
yes,
So that means that those 7 topics is telling the story that you ask it to break down into 7 different chapters. Does that make sense? But you got to put yourself on the other side of the fence, and when you read these titles, can you feel it? Can you feel what you ask ChatGPT to do for you? Does that make sense?
hmm,
Because guess what? If you can't feel it, do you think your audience is going to feel it? No. Because people make decisions based on feelings. They have to feel it. Remember? We use 2 senses, visual and audio, so that we can develop the 3rd sense, which is feelings, emotion. Does that make sense?
yes.
That's how you create content, guys. Let me tell you something, okay? Go ahead and screenshot this. All right, let me know when you're done so I can go ahead and go to the next page.
I'm done.
Everybody good?
Yes.
All right. So here's the next thing you understand. So now you got the strategy, right? Now we got to understand the destination, okay? We're not just getting the tuition back, okay? Not just getting the tuition back. There's the destination consists of a couple things, okay? So let's talk about the destination, okay? Okay, destination. The destination has 2 parts. What's that? Okay. So the destination has the reward and the outcome. Okay. Let's talk about the reward. The reward is getting your tuition back and getting the recurring income. Who here doesn't like recurring income? Was the question, Martha? Did somebody have a question? No? Okay. All right. So recurring income and you get your tuition back. Okay? Now, what would be the bonus? The bonus is identifying come on. Identifying a running partner. Come on. Okay? In other words, you got Rochelle and Cynthia, they're running partners, right? Eldon and his daughter are running partners. Does that make sense? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Madeline.
What did you write above running partners?
Come again?
What did you write before running partners?
I don't understand the question.
Identify.
Identify.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks.
a running partner, guys, is someone, number one, who show up, right? How can you be a partner if you don't show up, correct? You got to show up, okay? Number two, you got to do the work. All right, you got to do the work. That's a given. Does that make sense? You got somebody who shows up 4 workshops in a row, I believe there's a good chance they're not going to stop showing up. They're going to keep showing up. Anybody here that show up 4 times in a row not get value? That's why you keep showing up. Does that make sense? Wait until you see and hear from our guest speakers. They're going to be here Thursday. I'm trying to get Wendy Nolan the following week. I'm going to get Melvin to come on as a guest. We're going to have 2 guests every single week. That means at the end of 5 weeks, you're going to have 10, at least 8, if not 10 additional streams of income. By referring to the services or communities that these guest speakers have. Does that make sense? How much better does it get? Do you guys understand? Right? You see? But let's talk about the outcome. Okay? So the outcome, right? You have your freedom machine, right? Okay? Everybody familiar with the freedom machine, right?
Yes.
Okay?
Is that the legacy builders?
There's more than one freedom machine. Okay? Let me explain. Where do we drive traffic? To your legacy, right? Legacy is one. Where else do you drive traffic?
PPP.
So that's another freedom machine. You got inner circle, right? Because what happens? Each one of these have a funnel, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
But what ties these funnels together?
Repeat.
What tie the funnels together?
HBA.
Okay, so the HBA link tree, correct? Does that make sense? It's the HBA, which is the platform where we build the business card, correct?
Yes.
Right, Breezy?
Yes, sir.
So this is where we build the business card. Okay, that automatically presents 8 streams of income right off the bat with your own affiliated links. Does that make sense?
It does.
You can't throw 40 income at him at one time. You're going to make him run away. Okay? But if you present the things that you use in order to make this work, it's a lot more digestible. Does that make sense?
Kim,
Yes, it is.
Yes, Martha?
is that the new system that you offered that's different from the Calendly one I have that you have to pay a fee for? You have to pay that for the 8 streams of
It's the one
income?
that combines the LunaCal and
Lumen.
that also combined the business card built on the HBA platform. Because you can't design the card the way that we have it now on Linktree. Linktree doesn't give you the capabilities to do that.
And tell me again how much LunaCal is, please.
We could talk that on a different call, but this is not something that I'm gonna answer on this call because this is recorded. Okay? But your question was, is that the way we set up the business card? Yes, that's the way that it's 100% volunteer. Okay? You know, it's just like in life, you have a choice. You can ride a Honda, a Toyota, or you can ride a Lexus and a Mercedes. Nobody's gonna force you to ride a Lexus and a Mercedes. Does that make sense? But the results outcome will be different, most definitely. Because you see, when you do this and you focus on the two experiences, right? You guys go ahead and screenshot this. Okay, moving on. So you can have the dots connected. Okay, you can have the dots connected, but the other part besides the dot connecting is mastering the skill. Okay? Let me ask you this. Which one is more important? Getting the dots connected or mastering the skill?
In my opinion, mastering the skill.
Mastering the skill, guys. Mastering the skill is what put food on the table. Connecting the dots is having the nice pot and pans. Like the nice branded one, right? Like the ones that don't burn, or the ones, I don't even know what the name of them pots and pans, but I know they're out there somewhere, right? What good is it to have the pots and pans if you can't cook with them?
That's a problem.
That is a problem. They're going to collect dust. Because why? If you can't cook with them, you're still going to go eat out. And that can be expensive, can it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can.
Right? So, at the end of the day, when you master the skill, what do? Okay? You create traffic. Right? When you connect the dots, you have what they call a pretty system. Now, what good is it to have a pretty system if you have no traffic? Anybody know? What good is it? What good is it to have a pretty system with no traffic?
Zero.
No. You got nobody putting eyeballs on it. You got nobody looking at it. Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah.
So this is important you understand the psychology, because this is where you prioritize your time. You know, I learned early on I don't have to attend every meetings if not necessary. Does that make sense?
Right.
But I must attend certain meetings that allow me to develop the skill. The skill that I need to learn and master in order to generate the traffic that's going to be looking and putting the eyeballs on my pretty system. Does that make sense, guys?
It makes sense.
Yes.
This is important you understand this framework, okay? This is really important. You don't understand this framework right here. The next thing you have to ask yourself is, am I learning or am I in the right place? Am I fit to work for myself or do I need to go get a corporate job? Does that make sense? See, to stay in business and work from home, it's a skill that you have to learn also. It don't mean that because you watch these people make money, they had to go through the same framework. Everybody goes to the same journey. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here's the difference. The difference is some people, they pay little money, and some people pay lots of money. Hold on. I don't like that one. Lots of money. To learn. Okay? Most of y'all know I paid thousands and thousands of dollars to learn, not just for me, but for the community. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
But my decision was, I don't care. Whether I have the money or not, I'm going to find the money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was blessed. I was blessed with Daryl, Tim, and Amy, which are the ones that I resonate the most with. I had to hire a coach just to learn how to use StreamYard. And she wasn't cheap. But you know what? It was a skill that I had to learn to be more efficient and be more professional. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Cynthia here knows. Back in November, I was not much of a tech savvy person. But I knew how to use the old system. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, it does.
So when we came into Legacy, I had to learn a whole new system. Because the old system didn't work out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I knew that I didn't want to learn System IO because I knew that System IO would not deliver the capabilities that I'm looking for. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because for me, it's all about quality for drawing the right set of eyeballs into the system. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Guess what? If you're working with all these free products, right? Let me ask you this. What is the audience that you're attracting?
They want free.
Freebies.
Broke people. Struggling. Let me tell you something. Business require money, correct?
You're correct.
Which one do you think you might get further? Someone who's robbing Peter to pay Paul, or someone that's just making bad decisions financially?
Someone is making bad decisions financially.
Right, because the money room is there. They're just not making the right decisions. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Right.
But if somebody is already in the red before they came here, they're going to have to be focused even more. They're going to have to work harder to make it. They got no room for mistakes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but I promise you, they're going to work harder. That's just the way it goes. That's business 101. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is really important we understand these things, guys. Okay? But I'm going to tell you this. The one person who's keeping up with me, if not in most cases going ahead of me, is Madeline. She keeps me on my toes. Okay? But I would rather see a lot more. Now, I see a lot of you are starting to engage. Okay? Let me give you the secret hack. If you feel you're falling behind on your videos, talk to Chat GPT and at least craft the videos first. Does that make sense, guys? When you craft your videos, it doesn't take long. You just have to be willing to talk to Chat GPT. You guys understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you what takes the long part. It's because that phone can be 1,000 pounds. And that's the recording part. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
But you know what? I want you guys to go and follow some people in the community so you can either watch their videos in the school community or you can follow them on social media. We recently had 2 people who never done a video before and did their first video, and their video, you couldn't even tell they was their first video. One is Cynthia, and the other person is Dana. Okay? Breezy,
Sir.
what was your feedback on those videos that you watched for people that did the video for the first time?
Oh, I thought it was marvelous.
Did they even sound like it was their first time?
No way. Sounded like they were seasoned professionals.
Let me tell you why, guys. What did I tell you, Mom? All you have to do is do what?
Pick up your phone, press record.
And just get the video to me, right?
Yep.
With all the tools that we have, guys, I could turn a homeless person into the Kardashians. That's how good the tools we have. Okay?
Cardi B.
Look, on Cynthia's video, she look about 40 years younger.
I appreciate that.
The skin was smooth, right? The hairdo was the same, right? How many of y'all seen the thumbnail? Have you seen the thumbnail?
Yes,
Right?
Who's
That
that
thumbnail
girl?
look good, don't it, Rochelle?
most definitely.
Hey, that's just how it goes, guys. Oh, looks like we got Dana here. Okay. Hey, Dana.
Hey, me and my dad are here.
How did you feel about your first video?
Very excited.
Your first video just reached almost 140 views.
Awesome.
Guys, This is a channel that is so brand new, okay? How do you reach 140 views on your first video of your channel, guys? It's because it's optimized. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let me give you the golden rule that you need to understand about a new channel. So let's just say that you have 20 subscribers, okay? If you got at least 60 views, you got 3 times the amount of your subscribers of views, correct?
Correct.
That means YouTube is trying to get you into the algorithms
Mhm.
because you optimize your video. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, by having the consistency of doing that is what's going to make it work for you. Does that make sense?
Consistency.
But what kind of consistency are we talking about? One quality video a day. One quality versus quantity. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So guys, I want to leave this to you, but I want you to know you don't want to miss tomorrow's training, okay? Because it's a 24-hour countdown, and we're going to show you how to finish strong and go right into the first day of the workshop into the first 3 weeks and lay the strategy out for you. Fair enough?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to end it here because I got another meeting right after this, okay? So with that being said, I will see everyone tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
I believe desire and will to win is everything. I don't know why I'm like I am, but my butt's always burning. There's always something say, Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to go for it. Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to be somebody. You're supposed to make a difference with your life. What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. You look at the outside and study those two individuals, everything seems to be the same. They both are the same sex, they both are the same age, they have the same training, the same positions, the same contract, the same fringe benefits. They both are successful, they work hard, they're good family people, make tough commitments. But what's the difference? What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. He pays the price and a little bit more. He works hard and a little bit more. He's loyal to the company and a little bit more. He believes in a little bit more. He makes money and a little bit more. He saves money and a little bit more. If you want to win in these United States, you got to be tough and you can't quit. The last thing I'll talk to you about today in building this winning edge is, folks, if you want to win in business, you got to be a leader. Leadership is everything. You show me anything in these United States that win, I'll show you a leader at work. You show me a successful church, Boy Scout troop, club, football team, business, I'll show you something run by a leader. See, I thought at one time in my life you had to be smart to win. I used to have these smart people that dress so pretty and talk so pretty and use these big words. They just intimidated me, and I said, Art, you can't ever be that good. Why don't you just throw in the towel and go on back and coach football for a living? And I found two things out about smart people. I think it's almost impossible for a smart person to win in business in America today. Because I find smart people spend their whole lifetime figuring things out. They're always trying to figure out an easier way and a quicker way. And another thing I found out about smart people is they just don't get around to doing nothing. And see, somebody like Art Williams, everybody says, well, he can't do it. And somebody like that can't do it. But he does it. See, folks, I want you to know almost everybody in America almost does enough to win. They almost get there. They almost are over the hump. They almost have it going. They almost, in everything they do, almost is a way of life to almost everybody in America. But the winners do it. What do? They do whatever it takes to get the job done. They do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it.